Whoa!
Zjerm, bjermi valet tona tribale ciuch, to sorte.
Wow. Beautiful. Kia ora and welcome. My name is ZoeStibi and I am your vocal coach for today because I'm so excited. I'm like a little bit out of breath. We're going to be taking a look at the vocal amazingness of Albania. Apologies if I say this wrong. Shkodra Elektronike. I'm not really sure how to say that. I really need to look that up. Terrible of me. Let's see what she's up to with her vocal technique.
Minuto che ciascuno paranoia Passi io te il verde duket bota Në përgës një ambulancë Kjo kurset me arogancë Edhe së të në tonë që s'pishe koha Përfundova në nuj kur s'mo thot koha Imagina një minut pa ushtar Po jetima as një shishe një ocean Si vjenera jarga dha lirin e fjallë S'kam thonë shkora hofa
Whoa! This is so fantastic. Wow. Oh. Goodness me, what's she actually singing? Okay, I'm just going to have listen to that again. I've got the lyrics now up here, but we've got this very chest voice sound here, which is more spoken. I'm a dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Let's watch it again.
Minuto che ciascuno paranoia Passi io te il verde duket bota Në përgës një ambulancë Kjo kurset me arogancë Edhe së të në tonë që s'pishe koha
So we've got a chest voice sound there, but as she's going higher in the range, she's allowing it to thin out a little bit. But I really feel, you can hear although I don't understand it, you can hear absolutely every word that she's saying. Fabulous articulation.
Në përgës një ambulancë Kjo kurset me arogancë Edhe së të në tonë që s'pishe koha Përfundova në nuj kur s'mo thot koha Imagina një minut pa ushtar Po jetima as një shishe një ocean Si vjenera jarga dha lirin e fjallë S'kam thonë shkora hofa Kryo në mua një zemër të pastë
This is fabulous. She has obviously been a singer for a very long time. Let me just have a little look. So I'm just having a little look and they have been together since 2020, but you can obviously hear that Beatrice because she grew up in Italy, or Beatrice, whichever way you want to pronounce it, is obviously a fabulous singer, very, very, very well trained. You can hear this, beautiful balance of the vocal registers there. Because now she's going into the head of I don't know what I'm singing there, but we've just got this head voice sound, like very, very low levels of breath going on there. We haven't even heard the passaggio as she's gone up there. But you can just hear like the feeling in the I love that. Absolutely. Such beautiful way that she's using her voice also for the percussion, but also to, bring across the feeling of the song. So we've got this, actually, I'm not sure where, they haven't kind of written like chorus and things like that. And I can't quite obviously understand the Albanian there, but absolutely fantastic. So we've got this very much this, as she's gone into the pre-chorus there, we've thinned out the vocal folds, and you can see that the mouth is remaining relatively small to allow for that sound. Let's just go back on that. quite closed mouth there. That's just going to help with a little bit of the back pressure there, to help us in that slightly lighter vocal fold quality to keep the vocal folds, to keep them closed basically. Now, we will go back and have a little look at the fault because I realize I do understand that I have stopped in the middle of that instrumental, and this is a musical. They say on their website it's a musical project, but it's really about this sort of the performance art of both the producer who's written the music and the singer Beatrice who is doing the singing and the dancing. It's the whole concept of the package with the performance and the costumes and everything. It's not just about the song and not just about the music and this. So when we've gone into this chorus section, you can see that she's lifting her head up ever so slightly, but it's really very cool, calm and collected here in the jaw, which is great to see, especially when we're in this thicker vocal fold. It's still in the chest voice and we've gone slightly higher. Okay, we're up on the B flat. Again, that's still very much a chest voice sound, thicker vocal folds further up in the range as well. And you can hear this sort of cry going on, which is the thyroid tilt coming into the sound. And that's what makes it sound more sung than, say, if she was to speak up further up in the range. We're probably going to hear that there's less thyroid tilt in the second verse, which would be very similar then to the first verse. And it kind of creates that difference between those sounds. And this just sounds more like a calling out.
Zjerm, bjerm I valet tona tribale qyhtojnë sorte ku bjen male zjerm. Njerëz pa emën e njerëz të lirët një sekundën e bin si shtatë thika që t'mullin shpirt zjerm. Këtu flendet Tirana e hana yjet si shofim se yjet në shkej kama kur ecim njerëm zjerm.
I need to have a little look at what this means. Okay, so I've had a little look at what this means because I sort of really felt like, especially the way that he was delivering it here, that we've got this da, da, da. I mean, look, I'm no expert on this sort of like, it's very spoken on pitch here. I really feel like it's more about the way that, you know, what he's saying rather than the way that he's saying it. So, and excuse me for mispronouncing this, but Zjerm, the title of the song means fire in Albanian. And so she is saying, Beatrice is saying fire, and then he's saying then the rest of the lyrics. I'll put a translation between the Albanian and the English down in the description below because I found a really great one on Wiki Blogs. But like I really get this feeling of that it's although I can't understand a word, it's commenting on, and I'm reading about this, it's commenting on the way that we need to stand together in light of all of the destruction going on as well. You can see that with these juxtapositions of the colors as well in the performance. So we can obviously hear Zjerm. I was saying that wrong before. Zjerm is fire in Albanian. And she keeps on saying Zjerm, fire. And I really do recommend that you have a little look at the lyrics. They're talking about we're hungry for flame and light. We search for it in this darkness that refuses to shine. And I feel like it's this fight between these sort of like two sides and encouraging us to really stay positive. So we had with the male singer there, we had a very straight sort of tone, and that's what I was talking about with the difference between the laryngeal or the thyroid tilt and not. That was a very vertical larynx position, da 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 da, spoken on pitch, but still on pitch. And then we're going to hear this difference now with Beatrice. She's going to go lots of thyroid tilt in there, and that's what's this difference between the speaking and singing. And we have to have it in there, otherwise it really does sound like we're just kind of like yelling at someone. So we're seeing there as well, she didn't really get that much louder when she's now gone to the chorus. And that's just telling us, and da, 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 da. She's just beefed up the vocal fold contact there. And we can do that rather than getting like particularly loud. We make the sound a little bit fuller by also adding in a little bit more of the tongue root tension there. And that's a way that we can kind of modify these sounds rather than just sort of like yeah. She's definitely not yelling. I'm not saying that she's yelling. I'm just saying it's a way that we can get louder without yelling. So I'm assuming that she's saying shnrit, like I'm not even going to try and speak Albanian. She's saying the word shine, shine, shine. That's like lots and lots of consonants in there. I'm not even going to pretend like I'm an expert in singing in Albanian, but we want to just be really careful when we are singing with loads and loads of consonants that we are practicing our articulation, but also strengthening the muscles within the mouth. So that would be the tongue, really the tongue, the soft palate and the lips. And those are particular technical exercises that we need to go through rather than just sort of like, this is a beautiful example of how like work and articulation work like really makes a difference when we're singing, because although we don't understand it, we can hear that she's saying very, very specific words and hearing every word that she's saying. And that's something that needs to be looked at on a real case-by-case basis, because it's to do with your like what your first language is, what your second language is, what the way you normally speak, the way, if you've got any issues with tongue tone, all sorts of stuff. So check out the link in the description below, because it is something that we need to discuss before you take on singing lessons. Or if you've been struggling with your articulation as well, it could be down to something physiological that's going on. And that's something that we would find out with you in our initial vocal analysis, which is so important before you start singing lessons. So you can see there, she was going, we'll just go back on this with these higher notes. She went there. She did those different vowel shapes there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It also, changing the vowel really helps us or hinders us to get onto the vowel. So the E is going to help us to get into a thinner sound, and the A is going to help us to stay on that thicker vocal fold.
Thank you. Faleminderit.
Wow, 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 wow. like, wow, what a fantastic performance. Very different to what we've seen so far, isn't it? But such beautiful, like a beautiful way in which we've got this whole performance coming together of the, the producer with the, like the different sizes, just the whole thing. It's just like a wonderful package. So cool. Wow. I don't even know if I could say anything else. Just the fact that word at the very end, so hard to say, SHNDRIT, like all of those consonants at once. Like, I just want to take my hat off to all Albanians, because I can only imagine that it must be so challenging to speak such like consonant heavy words. Your articulation must be just like off the charts. And I can only imagine that it feels a little bit odd when you sing in English, that there's just like so few consonants to deal with. It just must feel really, really easy. So I would love to hear from you if that's even remotely true. It's just like something that's coming to mind with me. That's absolutely incredible. Let me know down in the comments who your favorite performer was for Eurovision. And I have a huge favor to ask you. I have massive, massive goals for this channel, and I would love to hit, actually not even love to hit, we are going to hit 1 million subscribers in 2025. I have huge goals for this channel. Subscribe to the channel so that when we hit 1 million, I'm going to be releasing my signature Find Your Chest Voice course for you. It's 10 weeks of singing lessons for free. Hit that subscribe button so that I can bring that out as soon as possible. It really does help me to help more people like yourself here on YouTube for free. And check out some more Eurovision up here. And just remember, anyone can learn to sing. I'm here to help you to do it. There's a whole bunch of free stuff down below. Happy singing. Ka kite anō.